You are live.
Chill. Give it a few seconds.
Yep.
Good, got to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, cut. All right, Shalom Makim Waf. First and foremost, we want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh,
Ba'ashem
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Kakodash.
There ones to the elder apostles of the great millstone who well, peace and salutations to all the fellow laborers of the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We back once again, in the spirit, and we're going to, go into prophecy, especially regarding E, right, which we all know is, he was prophesied to be the last nation to rule on the planet Earth before the return of our Lord. And now we're at the end where we're seeing the signs manifest of this man's end.
Right.
He's at his end, man. And the scriptures say, better is the end of a thing than the beginning of it.
Right.
All right. So, we're seeing these things. We're seeing how he's losing control in certain aspects of, his kingdom. You're seeing the people, starting to, mount up. People, there's uprisings and, protests all over the place. People divided. You got racial tension. You got shameful spooning going on. Had recently Vladimir Putin. They've been he's been going at it with Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
And they got some words.
He challenged him to a debate.
Yeah. He's calling them out.
Sleepy Joe don't want no part of that.
No, he don't want that, man.
Because he'll expose himself and he'll expose America even more.
Exactly. Because he looked bad just when he was facing Trump.
Yeah, Trump. Yeah, Trump was
just hated Trump. So they still was giving the edge to Biden, but Biden, like, come on, man. This guy is C now. His mental faculties is not proper anymore.
He's not firing on all cylinders, right?
Yeah. And then Vladimir Putin, he had made a statement like, before you talk about us, you need to look in the mirror, because he called him a killer.
Yeah.
You got to be a killer to no one. Yeah. And then he said into Black Lives Matter, like y'all the main country that using a nuclear bomb. And how the blacks were treated in America. Yeah. So it's like these nations always bring up Jake. What Esau did to Jake over here. Yeah, Gad. They always bring that up when they criticize Babylon, man.
Yeah, because over in other countries, they got the true facts of what happened, in history.
Yeah.
Here in Babylon, America, they whitewash everything,
right?
And they take the real facts and basically write other books to basically quell down the facts.
Exactly.
Saturate it, hide it. Where you can't see the facts. That's a major stain. How America's supposed to be a humanitarian Christian nation when they enslaving people?
God-fearing.
Yeah, God-fearing when they enslaving people.
Oh, they're not slaves, they're indentured servants.
Right. Yeah,
that's an example.
Hey, and we're not on the side of, Vladimir Putin, man, but we're just stating that, hey, what he said was the truth.
Yeah, on the side of the truth, man.
Because what he did, he mentioned, the track record of the Edomites within the United States of America, man. He mentioned the atrocities done into Gad and Reuben. He mentioned what America did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he mentioned the captivity, that really both kingdoms are still going through in America, man. And one thing he also said, he was like, I remember when I was a kid, they said, basically, how they say, you point one finger and the other one's pointing back at you. Yeah, he mentioned that. He was like, if you want to call me that, well, you got to look at yourself, man. Because look at everything that's been going on here in America.
Basically, he's calling them out on being a hypocrite.
Exactly.
I was going to say that's the scripture about, what does it say, judge not lest thou be judged.
Yeah,
I got
a quick one. Habakkuk 2:16. Yep. And this is, part of the signs of him being, brought down. Habakkuk 2:16, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
It says your shame for glory. So the thing that should be shameful to Esau, they glory in. Yeah. Like homosexuality. This all matter of wickedness they do, they glory in it. They put light for darkness and darkness for light.
Yeah, America around the world is known as trying to say it was, without messing the stream up, but those alphabet groups, man. Yeah, they're known for that, for them people. That's like the real flag. It's not the American flag anymore. The world sees you as this type of Sodom and Gomorrah type place now.
God, hey, that's the scripture because it says, "But they declare their sin is Sodom, they hide it not." So that's how everybody looks at this place. And I have that Matthew 7 that you quoted as well, bro.
Okay.
God, this is Matthew 7 at the top. It says, "Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged."
That's what Putin was pretty much saying to Sleepy Joe. If when you point the finger at somebody, there's 3 more fingers pointing back at you.
And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
You get double, and that's why America's gonna get somebody pull it in Revelation 18, like 5,
6.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's part of the shameful spewing, man, and that's also part of this devil being despised among the nations, man. Just by them seeing, the disgraceful nature, seeing, pointing out very different things that Babylon is guilty of, and it's becoming, hated. Even amongst its own enemies, is becoming hated.
And people that have benefited off of it, other nations that have benefited off
all
of
the nations.
They benefited, but they like, damn, but we see the shit that y'all was actually doing over there.
Hey, y'all still doing it? That's what looking at it like. But we
look at it, they ain't really changed.
And actually, they're doing it on a higher level than, slavery. Because we're still enslaved, obviously, but through the mental, through our minds. But just how they're killing us off.
Systematically.
You rather get whooped with a damn whip than eat GMOs and all this wicked
shot
ass
down by cops.
Yeah.
It's no different than the slave.
Yeah, at least in slavery, family structure was together.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
We would have had that here.
Yeah, we hate each other in our families. Men and women don't even get along in our nation.
God, in the slavery,
Our women's over with.
we knew who our enemy was, man.
Right.
Jake is through now.
Jake trying to save the slave master. I got one.
This is called for Revelation.
I got it.
Revelation.
I got it. Revelation 18 at 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. The word reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And
according to her what she's done,
mm-hmm.
her track record.
Yeah.
All the attacks. What they did. Started first and foremost with enslaving the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Taking us captive.
You could say before that, the slaughtering of Gad.
Before, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They came over here and they slaughtered, Gad and Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
Removed landmarks,
exploited
their land and took their resources. Got stupid rich off of it, which that was part of Esau's blessing.
Yeah.
He's going to be blessed with the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Mm-hmm. But he got it by the sword.
Yeah.
And then when our iniquity had an end, he just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And we're till this day, we're still found in his hand and we're oppressed.
Yeah, because the slavery was only supposed to be for an appointed time, but he perpetuated it because he really wanted to fulfill that inner promise he made to himself, so to speak.
And
killing Jake.
And they, in their mind, they're just going to say, we're going to free him, but we're going to have a new slave. We're going to make them think that,
It's literally what happened.
It's not slavery, but, through this social security number, through this,
that's what it happened.
And that's what and the new slavery, they're going to try to implement the new slavery, the new form of slavery, which is that CHRP.
Yeah, which will bring it from the Union type slavery back to the Southern type slavery.
Yeah, to that ownership.
That literal ownership. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep, it says, her even as she rewarded you, and doubled unto her according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. That slavery or that indignation that's supposed to come, they got to get it double of what America been passing out all around the world. And as much bombs as America been pushing all over the world, that's why this place is gonna get hit with all the missiles of the world.
Mm-hmm. Hey, when you read Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, that part of that is basically Habakkuk prophesying of the nations, finally considering you know, this man is the problem.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one going around spoiling and exploiting and taking, killing, all because of his evil, covetous nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, never being satisfied, just greedy, spilling all type of blood just to get what he wants.
Right.
And that's why these nations are going to be forced to assemble just to have that final war to try to stop the war.
That's right.
You know,
She
You
about
can
to
never,
get out
you
of
can never
control.
have enough, bro.
so the Lord is like, I'm gonna put it in these nations, and they're gonna fuck you up, but it's gonna be a double dose of what you dished out to the world. Jeremiah was at either the 50 or 54th
49.
chapter, where it says it calls Babylon the hammer of the earth.
No, it's
50.
50.
I think no, I think it's 51.
Yeah.
Get 51. And also I got this pulled up.
Like 6. I don't know.
What Putin said.
7. Let me see. No, that's not
51 to like 23
Oh,
or
down.
25.
And there's more. Matter of fact, while y'all doing that, let me read this more. Verse 7 says, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her.
Try 50.
For she
50
saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. America, the pride of America is at an all-time high. The pride of Esau is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Because of the way America's set up. It's literally set up with this natural ocean moat around it, with the Gulf and the two oceans, Atlantic and Pacific. You can't just invade this place. You got to come with something special.
Yeah.
That's why that excellent vehicle for America's destruction are these ICBM missiles.
It's not bordered to any kind of hostile
Nation.
nations.
That's why the scripture is called America the virgin daughter of Babylon.
And also called
touch.
so like
Right,
has been touched. Right.
In war.
As well as the city of unwalled villages, because it's like they ain't worried about nothing over here. They got the ocean. They got to worry about, like the Great Wall of China was literally to keep people out from invading China.
And why you think that they the border walls that Trump was trying to put up and kick that motherfucker back down. And now it's a border crisis. Where they motherfuckers just coming through now.
Yeah, open border.
So that's another example of this being an unwalled village.
Yeah.
A
A little bit more.
Yeah.
It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her.
Yeah, that's when the Lord opens up the floodgates of his wrath, man. And plagues, man. We're just getting a taste of it right now. This is just an introduction.
If somebody can go to Habakkuk 2 and get 8 and read down to 10.
This is our Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Mm-hmm.
Because of man's blood.
Hey, what is that spoiling? America went around bombing everybody, trying to take their resources. And so what's going to happen to America? They got to get paid back. The other nations that now are building up their nuclear firepower is ready to shoot these arrows over here. You got to go.
Because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Meaning what? This land got to get cleansed. Going back to Numbers 35 and 33.
Right.
You shed the blood of a man. The only way to cleanse that blood is by your blood being shed.
That's right.
Gang mentality. That's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, that man that committed the act, or his descendants.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's Isaiah 14:21.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of his fathers, man.
Yep. So you believe the worst atrocities haven't been done, by this generation, but hey, it's just as bad and what they're trying to get to. But you still got to pay for what your great granddaddies was doing. Okay, all the way through now, because you've lived deliciously off of the blood of the children, apple of his eye.
And like we always say, that when we show those postcards of Esau, basically having Jake burning over the fires and lynched those same Edomites that's in those postcards, hey, that is you coming back, man.
Right.
They're essentially doing the same thing when they stand over you and when you shot down the street by Esau.
Yep.
Pretty sure the there wasn't no media. The police would take a picture with your dead ass.
Yep. And they were doing it over there in the Middle East.
Yeah. They did it to what? Saddam Hussein's
Yep. Him and
sons.
Yep.
Continuing verse 9.
Yep.
Woe to him that covereth in evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
And that's what this is guilty of now. He does all this killing, all right, all this bloodshed. He wrecks in all this wealth, and then he has the means, to try to, build a safe haven for himself so that he can be, away from, harm's way, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's why he got mountain retreats, underground military bunkers, luxury submarines, all type of shit.
Yeah, for everything that he done, like think about it. What does the thief and the murderer like to have?
Somebody that's
getaway
constantly on
car.
the run. Yeah.
A getaway car.
Yeah.
And so they always got a way to escape. They always got to have a way out. They don't ever execute their plans without having a way out.
They got islands in the Southern Pacific that no one knows about. They got
They
escape
gonna try to
routes.
take the missiles by flying into space and digging down into the earth.
Right.
Like that's gonna. When does it say that? That is until
That the rocks.
The rocks
Yeah.
fall upon us.
Revelations.
Try to hide themselves from, from the fury of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, if you're so innocent and you're not guilty, what you need to hide for?
Exactly.
If you didn't do the crime, you should be confident.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be running from anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you and your spirit, that your ass is grass, man.
Guilty conscience.
Yeah, man, you done. That's why you're gonna try to make a run. All right.
I'll pull up the quote. I always think about that Robert Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "What if, who we call God is black, and we've been persecuting His people? What shall we say if He come back and we see that He's black?"
And it was the Spirit of the Lord that made him say that because the Kennedys, they knew who they were.
Mm-hmm.
They know their line goes back to Esau. They know, because
he's been trying to kill that family off.
Yeah. So come on now, it's like, how do you just? What do the Kennedys do? They got investments. What? They just know they rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like,
they got old money from bootleg.
Yeah, something. I don't know what it is. They said bootlegging, so man, they know who they are.
Yep. Finish it up.
Yeah, verse 10. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people.
And that's that shame. You trying to call somebody a killer, a murderer, you the murderer, you the killer. All right? But all of y'all the killers. You just send right back to the first murderer, Cain. That's your forefather, man. Y'all still that same murderous demon to this very day, killing off everything, man.
And when you lie to somebody, you want them dead, basically. You ain't trying to preserve them.
Yeah, you're still the same slayer.
Yep.
When you slayed your brother, well, the Lord put that sword into your hand to still be that slayer. All right, going to Revelation 6:4. That red horse, to him was given a great sword.
That's right.
That they should take peace from the earth, man. That they should kill one another. You see, so hey, this is part of your shame, man. This whole thing between Biden and Putin. That's part of the shame, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. It has sinned against thy soul.
It has sinned against thy soul. That's a stain to your, that's your spirit. That's attached to you.
That's a trait.
That's part of you, man. You're a natural murderer, man.
Son of perdition.
And then
Go down to 12.
Yeah, you can do that, and then I want to bring out this article real quick.
I got one also.
Verse 11. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it.
Mhm.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood,
Yeah.
and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Yeah. Hey, in a roundabout way, Putin was kind of alluding to
Yeah,
that.
con, bro,
Mhm.
con.
Like this is how America was established, man.
Founded.
So don't be trying to project, what you do
Mhm.
on us.
Right. Like you innocent.
Like you're innocent.
That's it. But that's the spirit of Esau.
Con.
Yeah.
Playing the victim. Esau
Yeah.
loves to play the victim.
What,
Like,
what does it say
poor
about
old
Amalek?
not guilty.
What's the Amalek phrase? They scream in pain
Oh, while
as
they're
they assault you or something like
yeah,
that.
con, while they assault you.
Yeah, while they attack you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. That's a Polish proverb.
It's a Polish. Okay.
Mhm. So
it's crazy. It's, the irony of that is they got so-called Jews from Poland.
Yeah, that's because Esau always plays the victim. In order to attack other countries, he plays the victim. He creates the narrative that American citizens are in danger, and the American way of life is in danger.
Democracy is in danger. Freedom is in danger.
Exactly.
The buzzwords.
Because that's what he'll do that, set up different coups in different foreign countries, to basically take out their leaders, and then do what? Turn the minds of the people against their government and their leaders, and then he'll do what? He'll set up their puppets in those regions to start controlling the people with democracy, man. And those branch out to different proxy wars, which are basically like your little minions fighting each other, your minion groups fighting each other. Hey, and then it escalates into a bigger problem that all stems from Esau, man.
Really, what a lot of those public leaders do is they push the philosophies of Esau
Kind.
because they can really control by the money. Like a lot of these countries, Esau controls the money, with the exception of Iran, North Korea, and I think it's one other country that Esau don't control the money. But that's how that was it said. Let me.
Yeah, give me control of the resources.
You like that
We
here now
control-
who makes the law?
Yeah, we control the money, and I care not who controls the laws. That's what Esau has been doing. Pushing their wicked philosophies and that wine that's spoken of in the scriptures to these other nations, and the other nations are sobering up to it. That's why you see a lot of them. What does scripture say in Joel? That the wheat sound strong, the water. And that's what they're doing. Before, Russia always stood up to America, but not like this.
Yeah.
They know they got the backing of several other countries. So
That also goes into that Obadiah 2, verse 2. It says, "I made thee small amongst the heathen."
Raise the stars.
So the EU got ties with Russia and North Korea and Iran. They just did some deals recently.
Hey, it's gonna get to the point where even America's allies are gonna shoot missiles on this place.
yeah, that's Revelation 17. The beast shall hate the whore, burning with fire. Now,
Everybody's gonna turn their missiles this way.
And that's funny because the beast rides on the whore rides on the beast, but the beast is gonna hit the whore.
That goes scripture say, "Well, shoot at her, spare no arrows."
I want to bring this out quick. This is from, and this is dealing with Putin responding to Biden. All right, it says, and this here's what Putin said in context. It says it takes, and he's responding to his remark calling him a killer. He said it takes one to know, when Putin said in the televised remarks, using a saying from his childhood, that's not just a children's saying and a joke. There is a deep psychological meaning in this. We always see in another person our own qualities and think that he is the same as us. Putin added that he wished Biden, who's 78, good health. I'm saying this without irony, not as a joke. And he says, when I was a kid, when we were arguing with each other in the playground, we used to say, whatever you say about others is what you are yourself. The comments were made on Russian television Thursday, the day after Biden's ABC News interview aired, wherein also asserted that Putin doesn't have a soul. Putin, what would I say to Biden? I would wish him good health. I say that without irony or joking. And then he said, we always project on others what we are ourselves. U.S. is rooted in genocide against Native Americans and in slavery. That legacy continues. That's why there's BLM today. Oh, and U.S. is the only country that used nuclear bombs, and I'm the killer.
Right.
Yo, he went in with that. I don't think Biden wants that debate.
No,
That's
All right.
because you gotta uphold all the Edomite atrocities, man.
Mind you, this is the whole world watching this.
Oh,
The
yeah.
whole world is
Yeah.
listening to what Vladimir Putin saying.
Hey, because these are drugs of war
Mhm.
being spoken.
As the Lord finally he's stirring up the kings of the Medes, man. He's rousing up the bear, man. That bear is getting poked right now. Now, he said, here's the key controversial part of the interview that Putin is responding to. Asked whether he believes Mr. Putin is a killer in a pre-taped interview that aired on Wednesday, the president responded, I do. The prices he's going to pay, you'll see shortly. So that's a threat.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hey, wars and rumors of wars is happening, man.
Right.
You know, we might finally actually see.
See something, yeah.
Don't think that Putin took that just brushed that shit off.
Right.
You know.
And take that seriously, man. It's as he said,
You see that pawn move, you know, they play chess, so you see that pawn move, that don't mean nothing. You watching it.
Mhm.
Didn't people say something said the American people are good or some shit?
Yeah, kind
They say that don't matter, shit. This is gonna destroy everybody on this land except the elect. You know?
Yeah. It says, during which he reportedly told him that he doesn't have a soul. I wasn't being a wise guy. So basically, he was just, shaming him with insults. All right, but going back to Putin's statement, he's basically saying that, hey, you're the one with the history of, being a murderer. You're the aggressor, and that goes into Jeremiah 50. Man, you're the hammer of the earth. All right, now, Sleepy Joe, when he was vice president under the Obama administration. Don't you know at the Obama administration they set the president for the amount of number of bombs that was used.
Yeah.
Like I'm pulling it up
shot,
right now.
Shot the most off in history.
Obama's.
Yeah, this is from this is a fact check library. It says Barack Obama dropped an unprecedented number of bombs. During the Obama administration, the United States dropped 26,172 bombs in 7 countries. As Obama entered the final weeks of his presidency, there were ample assessments of his foreign military approach, which focused on reducing the number of U.S. soldiers fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. However, Obama dramatically expanded air wars and increased the use of special operation forces around the globe.
Drone strikes.
You see?
Yeah.
So Sleepy Joe, you was his right hand when this was going on.
Yeah, you knew what time it was.
Right? It says, and in 2016, the U.S. special operators could be found in 70% of the world's nation, just like in ancient Rome. Their soldiers were spread thin. They was fighting too many battles, all over, and that's what led to their downfall. That was part of their downfall. It's another sign that this man is at his end.
And Trump knew that. So what did Trump do? He started
bringing them
back in. But of course, we know what we can see what Biden's going to do.
Yep.
He's going to deploy more troops to the Middle East.
Yep.
To other parts of the South Pacific, South China Sea. There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It says 138 countries, a jump of 130% since the days of the Bush administration. Looking back at Obama's legacy, Mike Zinko from the Council on Foreign Relations added up the Defense Department's data on airstrikes and made a revelation. In 2016 alone, the Obama administration dropped at least 26,171 bombs. This means that every day in 2016, the U.S. military dropped 72 bombs. This is 3 bombs every hour. While most of these air attacks were in Syria and Iraq, U.S. bombs also dropped in Afghanistan, Libya, which that's one of the countries that Russia would be a guard to, Yemen, Somalia, and Pakistan.
And these just bombs. These are not no grenades. People think that, you know, well, and also that's people's lives are taken.
Yeah, it is. You know, that's a big one, but it's big. It's taking people out.
The people over there in those countries are catching hell. They probably still haven't rebuilt, you know, the communities wherever it was bombed. But they say, you know,
5 years already.
Yeah, but
that definitely destroyed them economically, and then they took heavy damage.
Yeah, the way why they want to drop so many bombs is because the military is backed by oil. You know, it's the oil complex. So they drop once the oil goes down, start decreasing. Wait, they're gonna drop bombs in the Middle East, so the oil prices can go back up.
Yeah.
So it's all about money.
It's a lot of oil, basically oil wars over there.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And we know that Esau, you know, when you look into the fatness of the earth, when you actually look that word up, I believe the word is shaman, if I'm not mistaken. It means oil. You know, the substance, the oil of the earth.
Yeah.
And the Fertile Crescent is the most fertile part, is very rich in oil. So Esau, he's entitled to that because of that blessing.
Yeah. Why you think they're giving Venezuela so much hell? They try to put coups down there, and I can't think of the president's name. Maduro. They've been giving him hell, and
which is why they've been waging economic war on them. They've been suffering hyperinflation.
Yeah.
So for years now.
They say it's like 2,663% inflated.
Yeah. So
they don't even use, and people stand in lines just to get. I want to say I did a lesson on it. 200,000 bolivars, and that's they stand in line in the bank to get that, and that's equivalent to US dollars 20 cents.
Hyperinflation is in Lebanon right now.
Oh yeah, that too.
And even speaking on the oil, it shows you how covetous Esau is, man. Hey, because even though the Middle East is the largest oil producing area,
they say that Venezuela got more oil than the Middle East. See,
what shows that's Asher.
Yes, Asher. Yeah.
You know, the prophecy said that he would dip his feet in oil.
Yeah. That's why they know Venezuela is super rich in oil, and it's not hated. They probably don't have been drilling as much down there as they do in the Middle East. So
quick scripture. This is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, "Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." And when you actually look up where it says neither keepeth at home, the word is nawah, and it says down here in the Hebrew Chaldean lexicon, it says, "He is a proud man and does not rest, but seeks disturbances and wars." So that lets you know right there that he's the hammer of the earth. Wherever he sees there's riches, there's certain resources that he's staying to capitalize from. He's gonna go over there and he's gonna wage war. That's why they're looking at the Congo. That's why you see in some of them, a lot of them Hamites, there's always new outbreaks going on over there in the Congo. It's because they're sitting on resources over there.
Mountain of was it gold?
They got
There's all type of shit.
Gold, cobalt, silver. I appreciate
get your precept, but also I still wanted Jeremiah 50. 23.
This is Isaiah. Indeed, that spoiled us and was not spoiled. That dealeth treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Backstabbing.
What is John 10:10? It says the thief cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. That's all he come to do. That's a moniker on this man. That perdition, destruction is everywhere he goes.
Yeah, we bringing up all these, facts or whatever, these things, and the majority of our people still look at this man and trust on this man.
Still got his back, man. He's still riding for him.
Still take his cocktail.
That was a long time
ago.
Yeah.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, then it's like they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Yeah, in other words, like going back to Habakkuk 2, where it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. You know, they're going to take up a parable against you and a taunting proverb, and basically they're going to come against you, man. Woe to you that increases that which is not his.
Yeah.
So they're gonna band together and they're gonna, you know, defend themselves against you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, what's that over there? There's that Confederacy of the CV.
Yeah. Brought you even to the border. I got that Jeremiah read now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 23. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to become a desolation. You're going to be basically cut off. The Lord's going to wipe this place, you know, clean. He's going to sweep it with the besom of destruction, man.
And it's already becoming desolate, you know, morally, spiritually.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it's morally, it's been out of here.
Yeah.
It's been checked out. It's just been on a moral decline. The infrastructure is shit.
Yeah.
All you see is on
the camaraderie of this nation. You know, before people, like when 9/11 happened, people were all come together and all that shit. People like, man, this place is divided.
It's done.
It's done. You know, you got some people
that ain't safe here.
Stay walking around.
Yeah, man.
Fucked up. I did. It was funny. I little Alexa News, whatever. They said it was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Moab is catching.
That's good for the ass, man.
Yeah, shit. Because they behind Esau, they like the second wickedest behind Esau to put hell on Jake.
The crazy part is Jake is just beating them up. Jake ain't really knocking them out, like killing them. Yeah, it's Esau killing them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Esau, that I think you read that article. What was that you read? I think you read it. Talking about how Esau, how they were trying to have black and Asian solidarity. Yeah. Basically trying to get us to link with them because they both getting took down by this white man. They both getting hit hard by Esau.
Asian lives matter now.
That's sad. When they start getting their head kicked in, they want to all of a sudden join league with Jake.
Band together.
Yeah, like it's been happening to them forever, man.
What about that pork fried rice you saw me?
The Moabites had us in slavery in the book of Judges, the third chapter. Man.
Eglon, King Eglon, King Eglon.
Yeah, it was Buddha. They had us in slavery, so.
Yeah, you gotta get it too.
The Moabite stone, the Misha, the Misha stone.
Yep.
So he was complaining about how David subdued, their fathers. So he was angry, vowing for retaliation against the throne of Judah. Mm-hmm. And we was having constant battles with their ass, man.
When we go in that Psalm 83,
he's in that list of enemies. So hey man, fuck y'all, man. And the curses is coming on y'all too.
That's right.
Deuteronomy 30:7, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
it ain't just Esau.
Read that again, bro. Jeremiah 50:20.
Okay. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware.
Yeah. You was not aware. Meaning the Lord's gonna when he sends the attack on this whole, you ain't gonna be like a thief in the night, man. That's right.
That has the weapon never considers the weapon being taken from them. That's the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
You walk away, they take the gun, like, oh shit.
Yep.
That can be more important.
Hey, and right here, when you go for that word hammer of the earth, the word hammer in the Hebrew is paseyash, and it says forge hammer, and then down here in the Chaldean lexicon, it says metaphorically of Babylon is called the hammer, i.e. devastator of the whole earth. Devastator.
NLT said.
I'll go to it.
Let's see what it says.
These are facts. This is not, Esau has devastated the world.
Yeah.
They have military bases, what are those things called? Embassies everywhere, and who is you gotta have put an embassy and check on your shit in your country.
Hey,
You know,
y'all better be
and have immunity from come on, but that's the
border, bro.
Yeah. That's a pride of Esau, man. It's like a nigga coming in your house talking about this space right here is mine. And
y'all better be doing what I tell you.
Exactly. Come on, shit. And nations seen that and they submitted for a while, but now they like, hey,
they tired of that.
The embassies is gonna be the first ones to really get it, man. They been getting it, but.
Yeah, I mean, the other translations it uses hammer.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much they use the same word. But yeah, man, I can see why it would be a metaphor for being a great devastator. Because look at these countries that were flourishing before America attacked them. Libya, when they had Gaddafi, they was straight.
Yeah, fine.
They had currency backed by gold. Yeah. I set the gold standard over there. They were straight. Then they went over there and through NATO under the Obama administration. They devastated Libya. Did the same thing with Iraq under the Bush administration. They never been the same after that. Yugoslavia in 1999. Kosovo fucked that place up, man.
Kosovo?
Huh?
Kosovo?
Yeah.
Venezuela was the richest country in South America, man, because of their oil. But look at it now.
Exactly. And then of course, they're trying what they've done to those countries. They're trying to do to Iran, which is why Russia, the bear, is going to be forced to have to intervene and be a guard unto them. To stop America from doing them like Libya or Iraq. And then of course, like when Putin mentioned, he said, "What about those nuclear bombs you used? Going back to Hiroshima and Nagasaki." Yeah, the whole world witnessed that shit happen, and that left an effect that to this very day, people are affected by it.
You say the people were devastated.
Hammer of the earth.
Let's make it clear, right? The NATO only came together because Russia had to balance what America had done to Japan. Okay, so they're like, oh, if they gonna build up something big, that's what the whole Cold War was about.
Yeah,
America shot them bombs. Russia ain't been known to shoot bombs, but they've developed the same technology to combat somebody that can shoot like that. So they ain't shot, even though they got it, they ain't shot it off. America is the only one that shot it off.
And you think about it, all these countries, they all have been on the defensive against America. They nobody ain't ever really been aggressive or offensive towards Babylon.
Bro. That's where that Iranian nuclear deal stems from. Because what America feared that Iran, that their nuclear capabilities were getting greater than the United States. So they basically slapped that contract on both of those sides to limit the uranium-235 that each of the countries produce, so that the nuclear arms weren't basically getting produced as much, man. But then who backed out of it? America backed out of it, and then they blamed Iran for backing out of it, man. When they did it first. God, the hypocrisy of Esau, man.
Straight liar, man. Yeah, and hey, you still in Jeremiah 50, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Read down to 25, because ultimately, even though they've been working to denuclearize, a lot of these smaller countries that's been developing ICBMs, they haven't really been successful at preventing
it. They never got none of them to denuclearize.
That's because the Mossad wants them to build that arsenal.
How is that you want everyone to give up their shit, but you don't want to give up yours?
Yeah. You want everybody to be disarmed, but I'm gonna be armed.
Yeah. And then you're gonna send your scientists to go check. They shit like, but they won't. But they won't allow no Russian scientists or to come over here to check the silos or they little secret shit they got going on.
Exactly.
I'll read this. I start at 24 again. I have made a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord
You're
hath
proud against the Most High.
Yep.
You know, you're the man country is pushing, you know, rebellion against the Heavenly Father in his righteousness. You know, signing laws to protect, you know, transformers and, you know, sheet tappers and you know, empowering women over men. You know, giving you know, substances to little children to stop their, you know, hormones.
Yeah,
You know, giving them that surgery. Like it's just, that's all part of you striving against the Most High, man. So you got to pay for that. The Lord's setting your ass up, man.
Kamala Harris, she stacked 2 Bibles.
Yeah.
she what's that? The inauguration swore in on 2 Bibles, man.
Sure, that's double the curse, man.
Oh, tweet.
Double destruction, double straights on your ass, man. The Lord's gonna put on you. Well, go ahead.
The Lord hath opened up his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
God, so the reason why these countries are developing and still in the process of developing more nuclear missiles is because this is all part of the army of the Heavenly Father. These are his weapons; those are his missiles.
Yep.
And that's what he's going to use to wipe Babylon flat. Okay, that's why it's going to be worse than what he did to ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, man.
Right.
All right. We look up that word armory. And the Hebrew is a y2mate, and it says a treasure, a storehouse. Yeah. Magazine of weapons.
It is. Magazine is what holds the bullets together.
So basically, these nations and their militaries, they're holding the clips for the Most High.
Yeah.
To shoot against Babylon. So Lord willing, the Lord, you know, use Sleepy Joe to get that, you know, get it popping.
Yeah.
And we was hoping that Trump would do it, and he was doing. He did. Hey, he set the stage for it, man.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do before they, you know, put him out of there. I think he wasn't acting right behind the scenes, so the leagues was like, no, we can't continue to use you, bro.
I think if Biden might get out of hand, man, they may remove him and say he's not. He ain't mentally, you know, he can't
capable.
Mentally capable, and then they may try to slide
Harris.
They might try to slide Harris in there, and you know,
well, that's really
whatever they say.
What your pop say? Hey, these other nations, when Hillary was running, his pop said, "Hey, these nations, women rule over them." You know, so they're gonna come with the thunder. Then that happened. Yeah, they're not. Especially in them too.
Hey, Biden
or
might just,
it's a tear or whatever.
Biden might just fall and die on camera.
It can happen. I mean, this nigga can't even walk up a flight of stairs. Nigga fell 3 times on one flight.
He was trying to climb up the stairs like a young guy and shit.
Slow down, man. Get a little wheelchair. Get it on.
Escalators.
What's his name? Buster Hart said he was trying to do like Han, you know. Yeah. Into the Dragon, yeah.
Oh man, he's not that type of shape, man. You was struggling on the campaign trail.
That nigga got to walk, bro.
That nigga gonna be on a cane pretty soon, man. Watch.
You see that? Hey, that's another sign. You know, he fell 3 times, man. 3 represents understanding.
Yeah. And look at Putin. Putin's in good health.
He's in good health. He taunted his ass. He was like, "I wish you good health."
That was.
He probably saw that shit. Was like, "This motherfucker."
Yeah. Cause they go those do those they sit in those ice baths and take chest and shit. So they not. I'm not saying they in tip top shape, but they're healthy.
They be outside.
Yeah, they be outside. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Biden do that, he's through. Yeah. Biden he can't even take a cold shower probably. That's a dog, man.
See his knees, the weakness of his knees giving him. Well, that's the infrastructure of Babylon right now.
That's right.
It's gonna collapse just like we saw Biden.
Yeah, hey, it said the feet of clay, man, ain't
Yeah.
that strong. The iron and clay is really clay. It'll be dashed to pieces, man.
Yep.
Brittle.
Next thing you gonna see have all kind of extra handrails and shit, and they gonna put rubber or some kind of footing on the damn stairs, airports. Yeah, hell yeah.
I got
The Lord's trying to break the staff of the wicked, man.
I got that Daniel. What you mentioned.
Go ahead.
And this is Daniel 2, and I'm gonna start here at 41. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes part of potter's clay and part of iron.
And that's mainly talking about the beast, NATO and the EU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Either my power structure, yeah.
Yep.
The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron.
And what's the iron? The stronger economic European countries.
Yep.
Germany, Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of countries, and then you got the weaker countries, which they used to call it the pigs countries. Was it Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain.
Yeah.
So those are the miry clay countries.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones is France, Germany,
but
England.
those are the ones that you look at right now that are having issues
because of the Brexit.
Yep.
The EU left. Great Britain left the EU.
Yep.
That left all those countries that you just named. They're barely holding on.
Yep.
That's it.
And the next one is what America, and they already don't want to deal with those other
They're
countries.
sick of America, man. The whole EU, they're done with Babylon. They're just still tied together through that, that pact that they had.
Yeah.
But they really don't honor that shit. They don't care, man. They still gonna do side deals with Iran and get their gas from Russia, their petroleum from Russia. They don't care, man. So hey, these are all
because Trump set all that up by putting sanctions during his tenure on all those EU countries.
Exactly.
So how do you think they feel now? They don't give a shit if Biden's in there. It's like hell, you starve. We want to do our own thing, like you said, to make sides. And so what if you're your allies? And we got to do. We had to do what we got to do to survive, pretty much.
Yeah, bypass the dollar because the dollar is weak anyway.
Yeah.
This is 42. It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High Yahweh of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall be not left to the other people.
So that's the Lord foreshadowing, right after the destruction of the toes, there's going to be a kingdom established that's not going to be left to anybody else. There's going to be a everlasting rule.
It won't be overthrown.
God, that 2 Ezra 6 and 9.
Con. And that's going into how, when kingdoms rule, they usually have predecessors and successors.
There's no successor to this.
In our kingdom, there won't be no successor. All right, we will be the successors of this previous empire. And it's not going to be brought down ever. Yahweh Shai is going to have that everlasting dominion, and we're going to be joint heirs with him.
Well, without end.
Okay, that further proving that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob's be that following. That's how you tie Esau with the
clay. The feet,
the leg of
iron.
the iron of brass.
He's
like the leg of iron, the toes. That's all talking about Esau's power, his empire, man, his kingdom. All right, and Yahweh shot him back to take that down.
That stone.
Signifying that hand grabbing it, taking him out of power from the birth of Jacob and Esau.
So he got his hand on that hill.
I'll let him finish, but I got that.
Time is 44. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest the stone that was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold.
Y'all start taking them crowns
from the nations.
Yeah.
Because all those represented previous kingdoms.
Yeah, all those dominions already had their time to rule.
Exactly.
Right.
So basically, Esau will be the last one standing before the Lord, come down and wage war against him. And which these other nations, they still gonna get it, but Esau's gonna be the prime target.
Yep.
Because we're still found in Esau's hand. All right. Right.
The great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and in the interpretation thereof sure.
But that's it. And we, we're what he saw, we're breaking down to the people.
Yep. This is
We're showing you the end of Esau's world.
This is what the prophets before us have been eager to see.
Yeah.
To be alive and to come back to
see what
reincarnation,
happens,
to come back in these times.
That's why they always ask you how shy.
It's just
We now restore the kingdom.
Mhm.
They were eager.
Yeah.
For that to
They what's this year's hasten the coming of the Lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at that time, that was under the ancient Roman
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
That was when they was still the leg.
Yeah.
The iron leg.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get down to the toes yet.
That's where we at now. Fragile.
Mm-hmm.
I got something.
Go ahead.
After that, this is second Ezra 6 and 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
We're in the end of the world right now, man. And Esau's kingdom.
Yep.
It's time to rule.
Yep. And we're in the transitional stage. Because while he's actually being brought down, the elect of Israel is being risen up.
That's right.
Yep. And now we're standing on our feet in great boldness. And that's why they got to demonize the movement because it's getting traction worldwide.
Yeah.
So this devil, he's getting nervous at the fact that we're rising up. This was not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We wasn't supposed to come back to life like this in this fashion.
Yeah.
He spent so much time
and
so much resources.
This fast too.
Yeah.
Happened
quickly, man.
Esau thought they were going to rule in 1,000 years.
So this is the one war Esau can't win.
Oh hell no.
Mm-hmm. The one way he can't fight it,
Yeah, because this is not a.
it's not
it's
a
a spiritual.
It's not
spiritual.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Go ahead.
That was it on that.
That was it.
Yeah, I got something else too.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
Yep. So this place in this rulership, even to the point that his landmass will be wiped off the planet, uninhabited.
Mm-hmm. Hey, go jump back up to where it says Babylon is falling.
Yep, there's three.
Revelation 18:3.
Revelation chapter 18. I started 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and to hold of every foul spirit and
that's not Edomite devils. That's these desert creatures.
Yeah, he's describing the aftermath of Babylon's destruction. It's inhabited of deserted creatures. So Babylon basically is falling. And that was one of the things that brothers first thought about when they saw Sleepy Joe. Slipping and falling, tripping on that stairway. Babylon is falling, man. But hey, he's the chief officer of Babylon.
Right.
He represents Babylon. So hey, the Lord had that happen.
He's the base of Babylon over there.
Hey, the goings, man's goings is of the Lord. So the Lord, made caused his ass to stumble. But that was something spiritual that the prophets didn't be able to decipher, man. The Lord always shows signs like that. like what was that last year when he sent lightning strike upon no, it was the Washington Monument,
Okay.
and then there was another one that struck the Lady of Liberty. You know, so the Lord shows us little stuff like that here and there.
The Lord speaks once, yet twice, and man perceive it not.
Kind
Mhm.
of.
And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Yeah, come out of this place by with righteousness by getting beamed up out of here in salvation. Okay, the wisdom and knowledge and understanding is what's gonna preserve you from the destruction, from those plagues and sins that this place is gonna take, which is thermonuclear missile to burn this place off to turn it into a complete desert from east coast to west coast.
But also your faith and your works.
Right.
That's also what's gonna preserve you from the said perils.
Right.
Ultimately, the elect are gonna make it out, but we're gonna scarcely be saved.
Right.
All right, so where shall the sinner and the ungodly appear, man?
Mm-hmm.
All the 2/3 of our people that took the side of the devil. A lot of our people that celebrated Biden getting up in here. Now Jake is happy that he gave him a little snack, a little hush, a little snack, a little,
Hush money.
little pack of cookies, so they can be the hell quiet and go and, be a slave, a good, happy going slave.
Until they give him another one.
Till they give him another little snack or whatever, man. Y'all not gonna make it, man. Y'all gonna be destroyed right along with your oppressor, man. You're gonna go down right along with him. Especially she that is the Lord's enemy.
That's right.
You're gonna see it too, man. You've been getting showered with incentives and gifts from the serpent.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been at the height of your pride, like it's. I don't think our women has been ever this proud ever in history.
Mm-hmm.
You're super proud, man. In the direction that you're going, hey, man.
Yeah.
Because they're proud against their man.
Yeah.
So meaning they're proud against the Most High because we know the order. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, man, and then the woman. And then woman wants to skip those steps and go straight to the Most High. You can't. You got to go through your man first. And these women not willing to do that. That's why a lot of women are going to die. A lot of women are going to perish.
They ain't even trying to go to the Most High.
Hell no.
They like playing with Satan, bro.
Yeah.
They like playing with the devil, man. They like playing with the serpent. They're having fun, man. The serpent is cool. It's uplifting. It got them to where they at now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got the Goldman Sachs. Donating $10 billion to the Black Women's Cause and
10 billion.
Yeah, bro.
10 billion.
Big money.
So you getting all this help from the enemy.
Said it also?
I didn't even know where did they come up with this women's month shit.
Bro,
did that
this is some new shit, bro.
You see, that's the thing, man.
Like I see all these commercials and women this, women that, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did this happen?
What about the men?
You left out.
You don't know this shit, man.
There ain't no. You think about it, because and I heard Kevin Samuels talking about it. He was telling this little chick, he's like, name me some magazines, television programs, basically like all these different mainstream platforms. Show us male-dominated platforms that are mainstream, that speak from a male's perspective.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. She couldn't list any. Meanwhile, you got The View. You got Essence. You got Ebony magazine. You got
It's sports, bro.
Real Talk. You got
sports.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Yeah, you got all this stuff, man.
We only get sports to talk about.
This sports to talk about. You got a damn woman up there commentating.
Yeah.
Commentating football on the sideline, reporting on football.
Never on pads.
Come on. That's why it'd be funny when they be getting hit in the head with the ball and shit, man. Or they come over here and bitch get tackled or something, man. That's what they did, man.
Yeah, or the other Kevin Samuels say he said 95 female inventors.
Oh yeah.
they may always try to bring up the woman that made the
hair
hair
color.
Shit.
The
A man
hair
probably made
grease or
that up.
whatever.
He probably got tired of this woman hair looking nasty.
You see, but you know, and the spirit is kind of going there because you know the scriptures talk about before a fall is haughtiness.
Haughtiness is pride.
Yeah.
Being prideful. I mean,
The
being
haughty
prideful.
look is before a fall, man, and this devil he's at the max of his pride, and these women are at the max of their pride, and he enabled these women because he empowered them, so they have that sense of pride in them. And you sister, you sisters, you already know what it is, but you women out there, y'all should really be afraid that this devil is giving you all this praise, man.
Yeah.
Because that means that you're not in good graces, you're not in good standing with the Most High.
And
If the enemy is bigging you up and empowering you and giving you all these gifts, and you're siding with him and doing his dirty work for him.
because at the end of the day, the devil's going to want something in return. And he's going to want you to advocate to our people, the women, you know, that CHIP.
Hey, Esau knows that he's on his way out, so he's like, well, I might as well, you know, I've been collaborating with this chick since the beginning. I might as well tag her along and bring her down with me.
There's more women than men.
That's
So
why
it's,
Ryder Don said we're gonna die together then. So they both going out right now, man. Eve and the serpent, man.
It was that, like the commercial where they said that partners for life, bro.
life partners.
Kind of life partners.
Partners in crime.
Yeah.
Match made in hell.
Still got more on this.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Yeah. And it pretty much said the same thing in Lamentations concerning Edom.
On Lamentations 4.
4 and 20, 21, 22. You know, after your destruction, you're gonna go right into slavery. All right, you're gonna fulfill that, man. You're gonna get put to work. You ain't gonna get no rest except on the Sabbath day. All right, the Lord said He gonna pour upon Edom His vengeance by the hand of His people Israel.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Edomites on the side, he still ain't gonna get no sleep. You
Oh, hell no.
gonna be nightmares. Having a night terrors, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be too busy anticipating when you know what's gonna happen to them when the sun go down.
Those curses are going to be on them. What's the curse that says? Damn, it says thou shall she be. Damn, is it?
Continually, yeah. That's spoiled.
Damn, I can't think of
another
the
one
word.
I'm thinking.
It was like, you know how Jake is always scared, like
Light
show. Yeah.
Sorrow of mine.
Yeah, that one right there.
You're gonna wish that it was nighttime when it's daytime. You're gonna wish it was daytime when it's nighttime. There's no time for you to run.
Be morning or evening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read that Lamentations 4 and 20.
Yeah, you can get that 21 and 22.
This is Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, and that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked.
The plague shall pass on to thee, man. Okay? That cup is gonna be passed on to you as well. So you're gonna be with these curses and slavery, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna render
We'll
unto
make your ass wear a mask.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you wear that shit in your sleep.
Asphyxiate your breathing.
A mask in 100+ degrees weather. Working.
Yeah, we're gonna work you out in the field with the sun beaming on your ass. With your mask on.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some taskmasters looking right over you and making sure your ass don't try to put it up under your nose.
Shit we do now?
Yeah, you ain't allowed to do that. Keep that shit. Keep your mask on right. Put it on right. You know, you know, starting with your elites.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for all this, man? All right, Bill fucking that demon, man.
Yeah.
King to the hill. Him and that Trent, that Mrs. Doubtfire, he with. You know. Yeah, man. we got y'all, man. Don't even trip. Go ahead.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Hey, that inquisition is being made. Like it tells you in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. He will begin to make an inquisition upon them that are hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. That's what Esau, everything that Esau has done against the apple of the Lord's eye, it's all coming out. It is the Lord convicting this devil before the sentence, which is a 1,000-year sentence, man. All right, you're gonna have to get punished, man. Go ahead.
He will discover thy sins.
He will discover your sins, your iniquities, man. And it's being discovered. And shameful spewing is being upon your glory. Okay.
Can I read that comment right quick and then y'all can give it precept?
Right.
This is Yasharala 144, put Joel 3:19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
Yeah, that's plain,
You
man.
gotta get hit.
It's Jeremiah 51:25. I'll start at 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Sion in your sight, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroys all the earth.
And that destroying mountain is a destroying government,
Kingdom.
a kingdom that Esau is at the forefront of. It's been revealed that this is the man, the son of perdition. Okay, it's been revealed that he's the wicked of the earth.
Yep.
And we're seeing plainly through his actions, through his history, through his actions, and no one else can fit that mold but him.
Yep.
And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. And that's the end of your chapter right there.
Yeah.
All right. And then after that, you're gonna go from you coming back, and you're gonna be born into a curse. All right, you're gonna be born right into a curse. Now you got to experience the curses that we were up under. Deuteronomy 30:7.
Yep.
That's what awaits you after this, man. It's gonna be trading places. It's gonna be like the parable of Lazarus and the rich man.
That's right, man.
Yep.
And you're gonna experience that. You're gonna be experiencing torment. Because on this side, you was in pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you prospered in your riches.
Yeah, you had your time of war, man.
Yeah, you had all that a heart could wish. All right, that's why I said, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. You did everything that you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's time for you, to drink of that cup, man, and you're gonna wring it out, every drip of it.
Yep.
Okay, we're prophesying your end, man. All right, we know that you're gonna come for us for speaking these words, but these words is not our words. These are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
So you trying to come for the Lord? That's our problem.
The Lord waiting on you to make the move, so we ain't worried about you, man. But this is a show the faithful of the Most High be without effect. The Most High forbid. And let the Most High be true and every man a liar, man. All right.
I appreciate it. Psalm 7 and 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate.
That's it, man. Obadiah 10. Obadiah 10. And it's gonna haunt you, man. It's already haunting you. That's why y'all trying to, talk about, you trying to please, you seeking to please the poor.
Yeah.
Entertaining the thought of giving reparations and
UBI.
giving us stimuluses and Black Lives Matter, all this bullshit.
Right.
But really, there's no way that you can undo what was done.
You can't put a price tag on the rape, robbery, and murder, genocide of our people.
Really, Esau could never give us reparations.
Never.
It's impossible.
Everything he got.
It's impossible.
They couldn't.
You have to give up everything he got with interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then eliminate yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will make us square.
Mhm.
Beatrix
Oh,
Kittles.
and on
Because
top of
because at the end of the day, it's like you got to repay the Lord. You know, how you gonna repay the Lord? You know,
Yeah.
because that's the one who you essentially you became prideful against. You touched the apple of his eye. So touching the apple of the Most High's eye, how can you repay that?
You destroyed his creation.
Yeah,
You destroyed the earth. You
Yeah.
didn't took possession of his inheritance.
Yeah.
The land of his inheritance, and you desecrated it, man. It's still charging down to this very day. So yeah, man.
how do you repay for going in the temple, ransacking the temple, sacrificing swine in the temple of the Lord? You can't put a price tag on that. There's nothing that your brother said. Nothing you can give us. There's no kind of nothing. Can except death and 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, and that still won't undo it.
Of indentured servitude.
Yeah, or it'll be. It'll have
You got to
force.
do it, but you got to do it double.
Yeah.
It only makes it right, man.
Yeah.
Obadiah 10, and then the brother posted verse 15 on the comment
There's
board.
Obadiah 10, and it reads, For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And that's going to be fulfilled in pursuant to verse 18.
Yeah.
After the 1,000 years, after we get some get back first.
Continue deployment.
Yep. And jump to 15.
Yeah, this 15. For the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
That's what we've been bringing out. Go ahead.
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
The reward is going to return upon your own head, man. So hey, you loaded up the tab on yourself. You laden yourself with that thick clay.
Yep.
All right. So you did the same thing to us. Even when it was over with, you still continued.
Yeah.
And they think it's
You never stopped. The hatred did tear perpetually. Even when our iniquity had an end.
Fine.
We kept going. Made sure we suffered, man, and you keeping us as debt slaves. We're kept in debt to you. So hey, you gotta now you got a debt that you gotta fight off, man.
All right.
All right.
And
then you mentioned about the curse, right? Did you ever find that and do
no,
that?
I'll get it. I'll get it.
It's 66.
66.
Yeah, I'm holding.
Yeah,
You own it? Okay.
Now you gotta experience this, man.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
That's how y'all gonna be in the kingdom.
Yep.
You know how y'all get to live out your life on this side. Y'all get to get old and raise your kids and your grandkids. You always got something to pass down to them.
You have inheritance.
Yeah.
But you say your life should hang in doubt. It's like Jake. We walk out of the house, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Nope.
We don't know. We can get pulled over by Esau, and Esau may be having a bad day, or Jake just got his daughter pregnant or something, and he may want to take it out on you, pull you out, beat you down, and can shoot you. That's how you Edomites is gonna wake up. Don't know what's gonna happen that day. My master could beat my ass, or he could kill me, or he could throw me off this cliff. That's how you Edomites is gonna be tormented with that mental anguish that we deal with every day. Yeah. So what we're still living in. It may appear that we're all right because we may have houses and money, and this ain't shit. We still mentally effed up. Nothing, like we were saying, nothing you can do can replace the shit we've been through here in America. We're still going through.
And even to the fact of where you've turned our brothers' face against ours, man. Because the 2/3 of the way they are because of you.
Oh yeah. Esau created the mindset of a nigga.
Time, bro.
He originated the nigga mindset.
That's right.
All these niggas are creations of white supremacy.
Time. So to take it even further with what Shapal was saying, man. Hey, that's why Jake in the hood say it's a blessing to hit 18 and 21, man. Hey, because of what? Because of the hatred that you put inside their minds to where they're trapped in the spaces they in, man.
It's not a
They
nation
feel
on the
hopeless.
Kind, bro.
They feel like, some of them feel like the Most High don't exist because of the type of hell they catch.
Let's get
Like
that.
Doughboy
Yeah.
and Boys in the Hood.
Waking up, when Jake, I know all brothers go through this. When Jake wake up in the morning, you just take a big ass deep breath, like fuck. You know what I mean?
Jake gotta,
He's
us
like,
in the truth. We get up and say our prayers.
kind.
Jake in the world, they just like, man, whatever happens today, you fucking happy.
Yeah, it's like fuck another day.
Let me get it right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi 1:2, it says, I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
You have Jake that come up to us, when we're on the highways and hedges, and ask that question, man. Oh, how is the Lord for us? Because what? Hey, through the curses, it seems like to the average 230 seems like that you hate it, man.
You are, and there's not that's what I was going to add later. There's not another nation on the planet that would trade to get Jake.
Yeah.
To be into the conditions that we're in.
And how great Jake is in sports and acting and dancing,
they
they still wouldn't trade.
Y'all see that this Edomite, they put on a mask, makeup, they did her hair like a black woman, put woolly hair on her, and she went and performed at this, I don't know what the shit was about, but she went and performed and singing like a African or whatever. She was trying to imitate the black woman, and then they basically showed her in the dressing room getting all that shit taken off.
Yeah, she kind of looked like Grace Jones.
Yeah. So that shows you that, like Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but they don't want to be a nigga.
Right.
You don't want what comes with being Jake.
Right.
You just envy the abilities that we have.
Yeah.
Because we're connected to the Most High. We're special people.
Yeah, leave it on. Like I think it was Saturday Night Live. I think Dave Chappelle even did it. But when Eddie Murphy was the one that did it, he dressed up as white. He got on the bus, and when all the black people got off, there was music, there was wine being passed around, like basically saying whites live differently around Jake. Do that opposite. Dress up as black, and then go, on a bus or whatever, and go walk your life as white. Moving with that dark skin, big butt, and whatever else Jake got. Just pants hanging. You ain't gonna make it because you ain't gonna know how to deal.
Wear that and get pulled over.
Chris Rock said the best. He said, it's not a white guy in here that would trade places with me.
I'm rich.
And I'm rich. He's I'm gonna just try to ride this white thing out. That's real shit though. Because they know what they see what we go through.
They doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's pursuant to Daniel 9:11. There have not been any evil done upon anybody that have been done on Jerusalem. That lets you know in itself that those people calling themselves us are not the people. Because they don't even go through half the shit we've been through.
Shit, they getting paid every month, bro.
Yeah. Hell, we keep them in
Kind.
Our labors, our us being their entertainment. We make all their money for them. So that's how off top they damn sure ain't the people of the Lord.
You say one little thing about them, your life is through. Like say you like an entertainer or something, you're through.
Yeah. Who said it? They said it was Voltaire that said it, but I think it was a dude by the name of Kevin Alfred Strong. He basically said, if you want to find out who rules over you, find out who you're not allowed to criticize.
Yep, criticize. Yep.
That's you're in power. You're in rulership. But for us to say that means that we're being anti-Semitic.
Right. When we come from
that's weak as hell.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, you don't fit the bill. That's basically what that exposes.
Yeah.
You don't fit the bill, man. All right, and we're reading the brother reading the curse. You don't feel like that every day. You wake up and you got sorrow of mind. You don't know if you're gonna live, to a certain age.
And life shall, it's gonna say, our life shall hang in doubt.
It's back in Deuteronomy 28:66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night. and shall have none assurance of thy life.
I see death around the corner.
Yeah.
Real day and night.
White Tupac King gonna put an album out. Tupac album. Some nigga money album. But the stresses of being an Edomite. Yeah, you're gonna have to do something because it's gonna be on you.
I had a precept.
Yes,
Just one.
Get Lamentations 3 and 64 and 65.
It says, in the morning thou shalt say, with the Most High it were even.
I wish it was nighttime. So my day is over.
Yeah,
There's the end of everything, right? You know?
and at even thou shalt say, with the Most High it were morning.
Hey, cause you ain't made nothing for the day. Damn. Well, good luck tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be better.
Yeah, for Jake, and for 2/3 is a never-ending cycle of hopelessness.
You say that all day.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. Tonight will be good. Finally, I'm off. Maybe tomorrow will be better. Well, tomorrow it's never good, but it's now. For Jake.
Yeah.
And if whatever Jake is having a good time, that shit is over. Like This is like you go out or you have a good time, go to dinner or something, and you feeling good. Hey, that shit's over in a few hours.
Yeah.
Jake gets joy for
Minutes.
shit, not even a half a day.
Minutes, bro.
And then you back to the same shit. You still got bills. You know, your wife
Well,
is
you
still being a
having
demon
good
or whatever.
The bill comes to the table and you start sweating. Damn, we ate good, but then I don't have to work 3 more hours. Jake be already thinking about going back to work.
Thinking about budget.
Yeah.
Man.
Y'all can't order off that side of the menu.
Certain money already got a destination.
Every time Jake you got to go out and splurge if it's someone curse there or some shit.
The Amalek, they ain't got to deal with that, man.
They'll just eat. They do whatever they want. And leave it. They don't. A lot of them, I know, they don't take like rich Edomites. They don't take leftovers to go back and shit like that. They don't even do it.
Yeah.
Say for what? You can come back tomorrow.
Or shit, you have your chef make you the same shit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, finish that and then
I got limitations.
And it says, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Gotta get that in Lamentations. Because basically y'all gonna go through this. All right, you're gonna get a chance to experience that, man. All right, you want to know what it's like to be a nigga? Go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 64. Rend unto them a recompense, O Lord, according to the works of their hands. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them.
That's the back in Deuteronomy 28. The sorrow of mind, man. So you're gonna be stressed. You're gonna be stressing, man.
They gonna have deadlines, demands to meet,
bro. Yeah,
and they can't work on the Sabbath either.
Yeah.
And it's just due after the Sabbath. What you gonna do?
And you also gonna have your woman pit against you too.
Yeah, talk about shit.
You know, you and your woman, y'all ain't gonna be close.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with this shit.
Well, you see how she's turning into a feminist now and turning against you now. How much more when the Lord takes away your glory, man?
Yeah, he's all gonna be on child support in the kingdom, bro.
It ain't gonna matter. Them kids going right into slavery. Shit.
You got a job already.
They got a job.
Yeah.
I got one more verse. Verse 66. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens, heavens of the Lord.
But that's a curse too. When we talk about the children, they're not going to be able to possess the children. The children they're not going to be able to
split up their family.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They
said in the scriptures that we should be able to
be powerless in our hand. Nobody in our hand. That sucks.
I got put it one.
You gotta go. I got.
This is Psalm 73 and verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors.
And it tells you that in Isaiah 33 that thou heart shall meditate
Yeah,
terror.
I was hoping,
You know?
so where's the scribe?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't gonna be able to
Like
rest.
some good ideas then.
Yeah, right now.
Hey, everything else is gonna be at rest but you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind.
The
You'll be
earth, the
tormented.
animals, the trees,
You'll be
us, our children, we gonna be at rest, man. You gonna be the only one that's not resting. You gonna be in terror, man. You gonna get worked. All right, and this is all we describing what's in that cup that you're gonna be drinking, man. All right.
let me get this Bible for sure.
Yep.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4 says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Yep. The exactor of gold. You know, you didn't basically you didn't pillage and robbed and stole and did a lot of murdering to get everything in your hands. But you're gonna cough all that up. Like it tells you in Job the 20th chapter, man. You're gonna vomit them riches, back up, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel disquietness in your belly. You ain't gonna be able to enjoy all those riches. And then you're just gonna just gather all those riches up and then cause destruction on the earth, go into the underground bunkers and submarines or whatever.
Underground cities.
Yeah. And then you're gonna be down there living plush and having your little costume ritual parties and shit.
They got it out where they could live down there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the silos, they have it where they have the fish, and it's like
The hatcheries and stuff.
yeah, hatchery, that shit where there you go. Yeah, they have that whole ecosystem where they could
live.
Yeah.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Their rooms look like they got places where it look like penthouses down underground.
Better than shit up here.
Yeah.
And they don't need sunlight. Like Jake kind of need it.
Yeah.
Needs sunlight. It's like a part of us. We feel better once we've been in the sun for a while. The Edomites and running from it anyway.
I seen one where they got the plasma or the LEDs on the wall like
sunlight.
like sunlight like outside, like
Yeah.
yeah.
It reminds me of that 15 million merits on Black Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
It's made it like in his house, like the sun rolls up,
Yeah.
and the chickens was roosting.
And that's mental because they'll go crazy, down there, and they think that they got it all figured out.
Yeah, they think they're gonna live like that, and then after the Lord comes and whatever happens, they gonna come peek right back out of the ground and then just inherit the earth.
Yeah, back.
Yeah, because in that mountain, this mountain in I believe it's Colorado.
Yeah.
They have like all the artifacts, movies, pictures, like the originals. Like you see a Mona Lisa and all these Picassos. Them motherfuckers ain't the originals. They got the originals in that safe because they think that like your brother said. Yeah, once everything is once the smoke's cleared, they're gonna come back and have all
enjoy all the riches.
Yeah.
Right back
into the throne again.
Yeah.
Walk right back up into the throne.
And it's better for them now because it's reduced population.
Yeah. Yeah. And it says, verse 5, the Lord Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger, and Putin called him out on that, right, is persecuted and none hindereth.
Yep. And basically, there's nothing you can do. Nobody nobody can jump in front of you and take your ass whooping for you. But you getting your ass whooped.
I got a couple more verses. Verse 10 says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And I was gonna correlate it to the curses being on them, but they really coming down and being a regular nation like everybody else, man. But now they're gonna get persecuted. They're not gonna be as not divide. What's the not dividing a bit? What is it called? When the Most High has you in His favor, that they used it. not natural selection, but it's tying into that. I forget it was a phrase, Salaki, it was a phrase that they say like that. But anyway, the point is, the Most High is not going to be dealing with you no more because your boundaries that you cannot cross. The time is pretty much up.
What are you talking about? Like a manifest destiny?
Manifest destiny is what I was thinking. You know, that's the what. That's what it was. They think manifest destiny that you could never go down, but you was always meant to go down. All right, verse.
The inward thought of them
Yep.
is that their houses shall dwell continue forever.
Right.
All their dwelling places, man. And you had one of the execs of Pfizer. He basically was saying, in a roundabout way, man, I hope this virus don't ever end.
You have to make me
We can continue to get opportunities out of this and get gain, and they want to prolong this shit, man.
In another article, they said it's not going to be.
I
did a lesson. They said it ain't going to be.
So Esau, he really thinks that he's going to continue to rule like this, man, while the rest of the world just keeps suffering, and he just keeps on just,
everyone's living in fear of the next, plan.
Getting all their liberty stripped from them. Well, they get to just live freely and do what the fuck they want to do. Now, it's over with, man.
Verse 15 says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Talking about you, the one that pressed the button, man, and shook up Asia pretty much. Hit them. They're shaking up the Middle East with the other bombs. No one else. Putin called you the hell out, man. And now you're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna be so low. You're gonna have to deal with the repercussions of your actions.
These nations, at that point, when you brought that low, everybody's gonna be looking down on you. Just like we're looked down upon by all the nations, you're gonna be looked down upon. That's right.
I think that was
it.
Yeah.
I got a pretty real quick.
We gonna wrap this up.
It's Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. And his anger did tear perpetually, and kept his wrath forever.
He never put off that wrath, man. That same wrath going back to when Esau cried, saying that I'm gonna slay my brother Jacob, man. And even going back before that, man, that enmity that the Lord put between the woman and the serpent is the same enmity playing out. All right, so you're done, man. And all the signs are showing that you pretty much you're on your way out of here, man. So you're gonna go down, and those of our people that continue to hold you up, they're gonna fall right with you. It says that in Isaiah 13, man. He that's joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Right.
All right, so you're done. All right, 2/3 of our people, that worships you, they're done. And these other nations, they're through. All right. These are last, few seconds of your rulership. All right. The Lord is, raising up his elect. All right. And, we understand that, perilous times are going to come. We're going to enter the time of Jacob's trouble. But the Lord's going to preserve his men. All right. So anyway, with that, we're going to close out. The water to you brothers that tuned in, the water for your precepts. We're going to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh. The water to the elder apostles of the great millstone, who will peace and salutation to the elect. We're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Wait a second.